what line of play he takes here.
Fair enough. So we're just waiting for it to go into the game
And
screen.
Still not seeing Ek0ps.
No. On my end, it almost looks like it's frozen. Oh,
there we go. Okay, so Ek0p's playing Hunter. So this is actually a good matchup for the Priest, in my estimation. I mean, obviously, it all depends on, if the Hunter can get his Unleash, usually there's a lot of creatures on board. So if you get the Buzzard Unleash, there's Priest deck generally has a lot of creatures on board, so you'll draw a lot of cards there. So that could be the swing, and we'll really look for that.
Yep.
But he does go with the coin play that you talked about.
Yep. Well, it looks like he drew. So there's no reason to hold on to that Zombie Chow.
No, that's true. If he did not have a turn 2 play, he probably would have held the coin. But once he had the Power Word Shield, now he can use up all of his mana this turn. Exactly. He can also heal too. So
getting some overlapping windows here.
Yeah, I can't see the game anymore. That's fine. We'll figure it out once we get back.
We can start doing a radio play. What do you think, Dills?
Just some things getting moved around, getting settled in. Don't worry. We'll Alchemixt taking a drink of some coffee. Looks like.
As
you cast that, right?
It could be anything, man. I mean, it could be
it's probably vodka. It's just straight vodka.
That's why I have my clear cup, so you can tell what I'm drinking. But as you and I have
a clear cup too. It's tiny. Look.
We have put on
tiny clear cup. Oh, there we go.
We have put on a tournament in the past, and it is a massive pain without the observer mode that apparently is being furiously worked on by Team 5. So
yes, correct. All right, so we've gone back to the beginning now. Okay, here we go. Turn 1, we've got the Undertaker into Zombie Chow. Really, really strong play. This deck, this is the snowball effect of this deck, and this is kind of the point of the thing.
Right. We got the web spinner out.
So for people who don't know who the hell we are, we host a podcast called The Angry Chicken. It's every Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And you probably don't know us from Twitch because that's not where most people take in our show, but we are the #1 Hearthstone podcast on iTunes.
Yep, and Stitcher Radio and wherever else your RSS catchers are grabbing podcasts.
Yeah.
So
you definitely trade here as the Priest. I mean, that's the whole point of this Priest deck is clear the board.
Absolutely. And it looks like things are already snowballing quite nicely for Alchemixt. It's funny, Dills, because we talked about the tempo Priest this past week on episode 45 of the Angry Chicken, and since then I've been playing nothing but it and doing wonderfully. And this is looking like a game I played just earlier today.
So his version, you can see, has the Shadow Madness in it. There's a couple of cards you can kind of go in and out with. Like the core of the deck is really the Undertakers, the Zombie Chows, the Haunted Creepers, your Death Rattle minions. But towards the 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana slot, you can start kind of flavoring the deck how you like. It's really all about getting that fast start though.
Right.
But I really like Shadow Madness in this deck. I think I'm going to add it to mine.
Oh, that's a great top deck, getting the Dark Cultist.
Yeah, otherwise he was just going to have to trade and heal. Now he can just trade.
Yep, trade and move on. Having that Power Word Shield on that middle Zombie Chow too just gives him.
He's going to be able to get a lot of value out of that thing.
Puts a lot of legs on a minion you really don't want to die early because of its Death Rattle.
And we've lost it again.
Oh, stream went down. It's back.
Okay. So don't know what's in Ek0p's hand because we can't see it yet, but we can speculate. It's probably beasts. Lots of beasts.
You think? Really? As a hunter? Oh, yeah. Out comes the Haunted Creeper and a hero power.
The fact that he was playing Loot Hoarder, though, makes me feel like this is more of the fast kind of face-style hunter deck rather than the mid-range deck. You don't really see the Loot Hoarders in the mid-range deck.
That's a good point. So just keep the trading game going here. He has the mana to do some heals because, unfortunately, didn't really pull a great card. That Circle of Healing not going to do a whole lot for him this turn.
No. So, I mean, you want to save Circle for if you get the Aconite Soul Priest or maybe a Northshire Cleric. But, yeah, he didn't have anything to Shadow Madness there either. It's a weak turn, but you still maintain the board control and get some damage in.
Absolutely. That's what this deck is all about.
Well, depending on what gets played here, you could have a really strong Holy Nova turn next turn.
Yeah. Now we can see Ek0p now, just not his hand,
there he is.
unfortunately. Oh, throwing down the Lothab.
Well, never mind the Holy Nova. That's not going to happen.
Nope. No, it is not.
Probably just going to play his own Lothab here and then trade in.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mana to really capitalize off playing his Soul Priest.
No. So the trick here, though, is to trade properly. What you're going to want to do is trade in with one of the Chows first. Oh, he's going to leave it up. Wow. I don't know if I'd leave a 5/5 up. Okay, well, he's going to.
Looks like it's freezing on my end a bit.
It's okay to leave the 5/5 up because you're not worried about your health total yet. And then obviously, if he does take out one, like I would guess he would, if he doesn't just trade the 5/5 straight out, he would take out probably the 3/4 here. In which case, he would be able to Holy Nova next turn and kill it off.
That's a good point. And he's at such a good board presence too, and has such a health lead. I'm not worried. I wouldn't be worried if I was him.
Well, now you've got a really good.
Oh, he just trades his Lothab for his Lothab. Okay.
See, this is the issue with not killing the Lothab earlier. See, now you don't actually have a good Shadow Madness turn anymore. It would have been awesome if that Lothab was still there because you could actually Shadow Madness and then take the Belcher's Slime.
That's a good point. That would have been a delightful play.
But this is the power of the Belcher, man. Belchers are annoying. Holy crap, they're annoying. I like the Soul Priest though. You just Soul Priest and then you use the hero power to finish it off.
Yeah, that would be a good play here. I mean, I have Sludge Belcher in just about every deck I'm playing right now, and I still hate seeing it from my opponent's side of the board.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what I'm playing. That is a puzzle that must be solved.
Well, he actually does have a decent Shadow Madness play because he can knock the Sludge Belcher down to a 3/2. Then he can Shadow Madness it and kill off the Undertaker. I think that's actually the best play.
Although it looks like he's going
for it.
Oh, no, wait. He's not sure. Taking it down to the fuse here.
So he decided to, okay. He's just going to skip all of that. All right. Could have had a Slime there. I don't think that was the correct way to do that. It got a little bit frozen for me though. Did you see what actually occurred there? It looked like he Shadow Madnessed the Belcher.
It froze on my end as well, yeah. So he must have, because the Shadow Madness is gone, he must have Shadow Madnessed the Undertaker.
Shadow Madnessed the Undertaker.
Ran it into the Sludge Belcher. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want? I mean, I guess maybe he's worried about Buzzard Unleash, but I don't understand why you would not take the Slime. I would have taken the Slime personally. I mean, I understand that you're given like a 4th card to the Hunter, but at this point in the game, you're already snowballing. One more card, I don't know.
Yeah.
So now we can see Ek0p's hand, and he's actually got a really awkward hand here because he can play Buzzard and then he can Houndmaster it. That's not the proper use of Buzzard. Maybe when it's a 5 mana 3/2, maybe you can Houndmaster it and it's fine, but this is not good. This is really bizarre. I think you just play a Houndmaster naked.
Yeah, that's not a wonderful
play. So terrible.
He's got to do it.
Yeah, and then he goes ahead and kill commands for only 3. That's terrible.
And it's about time one of those darn zombie chows died. Those were some resilient zombie chows.
So yeah, that was a turn 1 zombie chow. I think is still there, and the turn 2 zombie chow just finally died.
It took a kill command to take it out too. That's worth the 5 heal. I'll trade a zombie chow for a Hunter's kill command.
It's interesting because if he plays this Aconite Soul Priest, I actually prefer using the hero power and the zombie chow to kill the 4/3, keep my 3/1 on board. Let's see which way he goes. No, he's just going to go ahead and trade out and just play a bunch of minions. Not going to use the hero power at all.
Nope, he's just keeping that board presence, and it's totally fine by me. Oh, is he going to Houndmaster his Buzzard?
It's. I mean, he's got no choice at this point. He's just. Oh, he actually does have a Haunted Creeper. Okay. I'm gonna have to pause some things or something because I'm not seeing everything live. Things moving a little slow for me.
So I got Alchemixt playing the Thought Steal. Let's see what he gets. Gets a Leper Gnome and a Flare.
I mean, this is just not. This is not the draw that the Hunter needed, and you can kind of see the look on Ek0p's face. This is, the Hunter's such a powerful deck right now. Obviously, it's going to get nerfed pretty soon, but the Hunter's such a powerful deck right now, and it's not on display at all. He's had no unleashes. I haven't seen a Hunter's Mark yet, and the snowball effect of the Priest deck is very real right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, granted, Ek0p's been doing everything he can with the cards he had, but he's just not been dealt a wonderful hand.
No. If he can recover, it's going to take. I mean, now the Buzzard is out of his hand. It's going to take. He's really going to have to get carried by this high main, and I really don't think the high main has enough. Especially when the Priest has this amount of tempo, he'll just be able to deal with it. I mean, the good news is he can at least play the Undertaker and then play 2 Death Rattle minions, so he'll get a little bit of power that way. But yeah, this is not looking good.
Dire situations.
Does he have lethal and I'm tripping? Oh no, Ek0p's still going to remove a couple of some power. Yeah, okay.
No, it's still on Ek0p's turn at the moment. So he's doing exactly what he said. He's throwing on the Undertaker first and just deploying his hand of Death Rattle minions to give it a little boost.
That's all he can really do at this point, and he just has to hope that have the burst potential, which this deck doesn't have burst really. So, but I think he can actually hero power the Zombie Chow, finish that off, and or circle healing it. You got multiple ways to do it.
Yep.
He could have hero powered it and then Holy Nova. He had lots of ways to get lethal there. Ek0p just completely got owned on that deck. I mean, it was just a bad draw, but this is the snowball potential of this Priest deck.
Yeah, Alchemixt had a beautiful starting hand for what that deck is supposed to do. I mean,
Ek0p's going to go with, I'm going to guess Paladin.
Yeah, I believe they're still, I thought they were still troubleshooting. Nope, Mulligan phase is coming up.
And it is Paladin.
It is, you called it. I'm not sure, regardless of matchup. I personally am so against mirror matchups in most scenarios.
Well, the problem, if you choose to go against Priest with your own Priest deck, you're basically saying, I'm going to leave this up to chance. Just going to see what happens, Yeah. You're not kind of giving yourself a leg up or just, you're just saying, let's just play the same deck and whoever gets the best draws is going to win.
Yep.
And that's, if you're a really good Hearthstone player and you want to rely not on luck, you want to rely on your skill.
Yeah. So it looks like both players getting slightly awkward hands. Alchemixt, once again, his starter hand a little better than Ek0p's.
Well, he doesn't have the Undertaker this time, but he does have the Zombie Chow, which is a fantastic turn 1 play.
Right, he has things he can play, which is more than we can say for Ek0p's hand at the moment.
Yeah, and Ek0p's probably going to be just popping out little dudes for the next few turns here. I don't mind Ek0p's hand, though, but he needs to fill in a couple of spaces here.
Yeah, and this is the problem playing as a paladin against a priest, is deploying your tokens is really just card draw fodder for them. For the priest.
Oh man, and he's got the cleric too. Wow. Okay, I would definitely put the powered shield on the cleric, and he can actually even coin out the heal if he feels like it, but he's not going to. Oh, he does do it. Wait, did he? No, he didn't. Okay.
I had a bit of a.
Sorry, I'm a little.
I had a hiccup with my video feed too. It happens from time to time.
Yeah, bear with me because sometimes it's hiccuping on me. It'll be fine. So Ek0p actually does. He puts down. This is the issue here. He has to play something, but he puts down 2 minions that are going to allow the priest to get kind of some value out of these heals here. If he drew a circle, that would have been fantastic there. He did not. I think you just go ahead and remove the Zombie Chow. I would actually throw on 1 more Power Word Shield here. I don't mind using these early. I want to use up all my mana if possible. I would put this on the Chow.
It looks like it's exactly what he's doing.
Oh, now he gets the Undertaker. Just a little late, buddy. But that's all right because he'll have a really strong turn 4 play.
It's better than not seeing them until like turn 9.
That's true. Yeah.
I'll take a turn 4 Undertaker over anything past that.
So the problem here for Ek0p is there's no good minion to Peacekeeper, so it's likely he's just going to have to play the Spellbreaker. Probably Spellbreak the Cleric here and avoid the card. I think it's worth it at this point because you don't want to let the Priest just get a huge card advantage over you.
Right, exactly. And he's already gotten some value out of this Cleric, so it's kind of the game against Priest. You got to shut down those Clerics.
I'm really intrigued by the fact that that some people in chat don't know who we are and they're offended by that. That I love. That's amazing to me.
Don't feed the trolls, man.
Come on. You know me too.
They're going to bite your finger.
I always feed the trolls.
They're going to bite your finger.
I love the trolls. I'm a big fan of trolls.
All right, so Alchemix turn 4 here. Just thinking about it.
It's a touch awkward. Well, now that it's silenced, there's not going to be any chance to draw cards with the heal. However, I think his best play is Undertaker Zombie Chow, and then heal the existing Zombie Chow so it lives, and then go ahead and attack.
Well, that's not what he's doing. No.
Oh, okay. So he's just going to go ahead and play. It's like Undertaker and Cleric or Blade Master. Okay, no.
Oh, he's going to coin into
and Blade Master.
Coin into the Blade Master.
The whole thing. All right.
It's not a bad play. Not a bad play at all.
I mean, it's fine, but the problem that I don't really like it because now on turn 5 his turn's gonna be a little bit awkward. He's got a couple of 4-cost cards that are likely gonna want to be played, and then a Thought Steal. So
yeah,
Ek0p has nothing though. I mean, Ek0p's just popping out a 1/1 and passing. It's just
he's having some issues here.
No, it's not looking good. Well, now he's got a good play because now he's got the Cleric, so that actually worked out really well.
Draws that
I don't even know if you kill the 1/1. I just might go straight for face here. But he's going to go ahead and clear it anyway.
Just doing his due diligence, making sure that's a nice clean board. So he's going to go ahead and for the equality.
This is the reason to clear the 1/1, by the way, is to avoid the equality. But it doesn't matter because it's equality consecrate. But if you're on Alchemic's side and you're wondering why would you clear the 1/1, that's the reason.
Absolutely. So it looks like you might just Akanai Soul Priest here and then Hero Power.
Yeah, I actually prefer Sludge Belcher though. It doesn't use up all your mana efficiently, but Sludge Belcher is just such a good card. I guess you're playing around Black Knight a little bit by not playing it, but I don't know. I like to get Sludge Belchers out if I can.
I like that too, but I mean, also it's a clear board. There's nothing you needing to worry about soaking up the damage of next turn.
Well, yeah, and you're not protecting anything. So, I mean, this is fine as well. It actually gives you one reason why this play is actually, preferable is the fact that you use your 4 mana cost card, and the next turn you can actually Sludge Belcher and Hero Power. You do have the mana for that. By immediately going for the Thought Steal. And he gets an equality.
He gets an equality. And a Loatheb.
Not too shabby. It's a little awkward, though, because he has no way to deal with this Cairn. Absolutely no way to deal with it right now.
Now he just opts for throwing down a second Soul Priest. That's what Ek0p going to do here.
As you can see, Ek0p does have the Black Knight in his hand. So that Sludge Belcher is not going to get much value.
No, he'll still deploy the slime, though. But
oh, and Tyrion comes out. Okay, so now he realizes, okay, he can't deal with the Cairn. So it feels like a pretty good turn to play my Tyrion.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Ek0p's it's looking a little scary for Alchemist.
It really is.
He doesn't have a good answer to any of this.
Well, he can equality, and then he can heal off the shield kill. He's still going to have that Cairn on board. There's really, this is getting rough here. Ek0p's going to get the Ashbringer, and that's going to be tough because this deck doesn't run things like Oozes or Harrison Jones.
No. And as you can see, Ek0p's Harrison Jones is already in his hands, so there's no chance of Alchemist Thought Stealing it.
That's true, yeah.
If he's running 2 Thought Steals, I'm not sure if he is or not.
You generally run 2. If you run 1, you're going to run the second one. We do have deck lists, but I'm
pulling up. Yeah, he does. He does
okay,
have 2 thought steals.
So this is why I think you choose Paladin here, because Paladin has a lot of ability to basically, if you can clear the board against this priest deck, this priest deck doesn't really have a lot of its own board clears that can kind of catch it back up. So once you've lost tempo, you're just putting minions out to die. You're just basically hanging on, trying your best to do something, and it's just really tough to do. So
right, it's all about developing your own board and hoping that you can keep the momentum in your favor.
Yeah.
And that's why, yeah, exactly. That's why equalities and board clears from Paladins are so scary if you're playing this priest deck. And now he's got an Ashbringer equipped too.
Yeah.
So
he's got an Ashbringer, he's got Kodo and Peacekeeper, he's got Black Knight, he's got a True Silver Chain. I mean, basically Ek0p right now is set up to deal with anything at this point. I really don't see in this priest deck, I don't see, like, I can't come up with a card he could draw that's going to somehow flip this board. I just don't see it happening.
He was debating between the Lotheb and the Sludge Belcher. He decides for the Lotheb, which is probably, I mean, knowing what we know, the lesser of 2 not wonderful plays, because if you played the Sludge Belcher, it would have just gotten Black Knighted.
Now, if I'm Ek0p, I'm not actually even worried about taking 5 damage to clear this Lotheb. However, I don't think because of what's in my hand that I would do that. I think a Peacekeeper and Kodo it, just because I don't have any other play if I just attack it with my weapon. And that's exactly what he does.
Yep.
He did the correct thing there by killing the Loot Hoarder first to make sure that he doesn't accidentally get the Loot Hoarder. And now he just swings in for tons of damage.
Yeah, I think we're...
and that's game.
I think it's checkmate for poor...
Well, he can Shadow Madness Holy Nova, and that actually does clear stuff, but, it's just not enough.
Goes ahead and concedes.
There's a concede. All right. That was the correct play in that situation, was to concede.
Yeah. That was a good swing in that game, because Ek0p in the early game, it was looking pretty dire for him again, but...
Well, but that Paladin deck really does. I mean, Paladins generally have the slow start. You get the 1/1s out the first couple turns. But once you get to about turn 4 or 5, the power of your cards really can swing the game back. Obviously, the Equality Consecrate was just that was the board clear he needed. And then he built all the tempo from that point on.
Absolutely.
I want to welcome everybody who's watching right now.
We're going
tuning in.
Right into the next game. Alchemixt opting for his Warlock deck. And, Ek0p obviously sticking with the Paladin because of the format.
So Alchemixt now, so he played the Priest Zoo, and now he's going right into the Zoo. So this is the...
the OG Zoo.
Yeah, but this is the Nax Zoo. It's got the Undertakers, obviously. I'm guessing he's got things like Nerubian eggs in here as well. The Zoo I've been playing recently also has Void Callers in it, and I found that's really nice to get out your Doom Guards without costing yourself 2 cards.
Which is a lovely thing to happen in.
You pretty much don't lose when you get that. Yeah,
it's a good feeling.
So I think it's gonna be double Voidwalker because that Chow won't be able to deal with that. Unfortunately, he won't be able to buff up his Undertaker yet, but he's got the Voidwalker walls up now.
Yep. What would you do now if you were Ek0p? I guess you just hero power.
There's nothing to do. I mean, you could coin out the
Acolyte, but
actually coining the Acolyte's okay, but I think he wants to save the coin for when it's actually going to get him a lot of value. He can use it to activate his Wild Pyromancer. He can do a lot of things with that coin.
Certainly would it be tempting to get the Acolyte out with all the 1 damage minions that are here, so you could start running into him on the next turn.
No, that's true.
Drawing cards. Alchemixt just doing really the only play.
This is awkward, man, because now you've got... This is the worst hand for Zoo ever. You got Doomguard and Soulfire in your hand. That is so terrible.
Plus the order in which everything was deployed. Like would have been nice to have the Knife Juggler out when you were slamming down all your Voidwalkers. But did he miss attack with that?
Missed attack.
He did. He missed attack with that last Voidwalker. I know that feeling, man.
I think he's a little bit flustered right now. I mean, the draws are not working out well. It's been awkward so far from the get-go. He had the Undertaker. He hasn't had a single Death Rattle minion since. Yeah.
So we're on turn 3 for Ek0p here.
And in big tournaments when there's a lot of money on the line, nerves definitely come into play. I've played several tournaments where, I feel like I'm playing really good and I get a little bit too caught up in the moment and stop kind of thinking clearly and end up doing things like that. So it's a big consecration right here.
Yeah, that's just
swaps the board.
That's some nice value right there.
And he draws. See, this is again. It's like, oh, you life tap and then you get a 3-cost card when you have 2 mana. Painful.
Can't catch a break.
No. At some point, he's going to have to try to Soulfire and hope he doesn't get rid of the Doomguard. That's okay. He could do it now. He could actually and hope he gets rid of the ooze. And I think I would do that. I think I would. I mean, you give yourself, it's a 33% chance to get rid of the Doomguard, but the odds aren't going to get better. You're going to continue to play out your cards.
Yeah. So he goes ahead and removes the Chow, which is good. It gives him that 5 health back. He was going to do that anyway. And I think he's
definitely Soulfire this Acolyte. You can't just let him sit there and collect cards from you.
But you also, you got to think about it. It's just,
I wouldn't even play I would rather get rid of the Harvest Golem than get rid of the Doomguard. I just do it now.
I think, yeah, I'm on board with you, man. I want him to Soulfire, although I don't blame him for thinking this through.
No, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you want to think it through, but basically, okay. So I guess he's just deciding not to do it at all then. But this is what I'm saying. Like, he's never going to have a fuller hand than 4 cards. So that play is always going to be awkward. If the ideal situation, 1 out of 3 chance that you get rid of the ooze there, and you're able to then life tap, play your Harvest Golem. That's like obviously the ideal situation. Worst case scenario, you get rid of the Doomguard, you still play the other 2 cards.
Well, our old friend the Sludge Belcher is back.
And now you're Soulfiring and giving yourself a 50-50 to get rid of that. It's just ugly in every way. But now he's got to do it. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, that may turn things around.
That was gorgeous.
That may turn things around.
That was delightful chance right there.
However, Ek0p's going to just humility this thing and it's going to be fine. He doesn't even care.
Oh, yeah, he does have the humility in there. I didn't see that. It's sneaking out behind Mr. Harrison Jones there. Harrison Jones has got to be feeling pretty sad in this matchup. He's just like, man, I'm not going to get to put anything in the museum.
No, and he never will. It's fine, though. You can just play him as a 5/4. I think you just humility play Harrison here. You can draw 1 more card by hitting the ooze first if you want.
That's the play, too, although he's thinking about playing the Pyromancer just to get damage on the board.
If he plays the Pyromancer, he can then use the humility and get the 1 damage on everything, draw another card, and then he kind of gets 2 draws in this turn.
That is a good point. With the Acolyte out there. Oh, no, he goes for...
I mean, this kills off the damage column. Draws a card.
Then he humilities the... Oh, no, he doesn't have the mana for that.
No, he doesn't have mana anymore, but, Okay. He's just going to deal with the Doom. Oh, my God. What a draw.
Wow.
I'm actually a little bit confused as to why Alchemixt chose Zoo against this Paladin, because I don't feel like this is a good matchup for Zoo. But I didn't catch what his other decks were.
That being said, it's working out just fine. He had
when you get Doomguards without losing cards for him, it's pretty decent.
Yeah. He had a Hunter as well, by the way. That was his other deck.
Now he can't do the Humility Kodo play, so this will swing. And then Ek0p does have plenty of healing. I mean, he's got the Guardian of Kings. He's got the Lay on Hands. He's got the True Silver Champion. He's going to be able to, like, being at 12 health right now, generally Zoo decks don't have a lot of burst with nothing on board. So he should be fine.
Yeah, and he's just gonna Alchemist is just gonna take his own damage here from that imp.
This is actually an interesting question here. Do you play I would prefer to try to get maximum value off my defender. There's only one, there's 1 creature on board for Ek0p here, so he's likely to have 1 creature remaining after this turn. He doesn't know, however, though, that there's True Silver Champion and all that stuff in there too. And Taz Dingo, True Silver Champion. I don't really see a way for Alchemixt to come back from this.
There's that swing again, that Paladin swing.
Wow, that's just a Soulfire.
Oh.
So, Flame Imp, Defender, Soulfire.
I guess so.
Correct play is press concede right now.
I mean, it's
a tournament. It's a big tournament. You don't necessarily want to do that, but oof.
Yeah, that's tough. There's always yeah.
Yeah, he does it. Yeah.
Were I in issues, that's probably what I would have done, because I don't know about you, man, but I get mentally strained in